Hi, this is Chris Collinsworth, and you're watching JR's Sports Brief. Lock it in because we're loaded and ready to go.
So look, folks, it's Fan Friday. It's all about you all and your comments, but you know that already. We're here in beautiful Central Park, my home, Harlem. We got the Palm behind me on 110th Street, but we're going to talk about Peyton Manning and Mark Sanchez and all that other cool stuff in the description. But today we have a Fan Friday guest. Come on in here, Justin Block.
Everybody, I'm Justin Block from JLBSportsTV. I run a YouTube channel, a YouTube vlog specific to European soccer and Liverpool Football Club. So if you want to know anything about those things, I'm your guy. I'm also the editor-in-chief and founder of JLBSports.TV, where I write sports columns with a rotating cast of writers.
He is extremely decorated. He puts me to shame. So bottom line is, if you want to know about football, if you're a football fan, or if you're American and you like to call it soccer, you make sure you check out Justin. All that information right now is floating above his head. But we got Justin in here as a guest today. We're going into the first question, and it is from A-Dub on Twitter. And he wants to know, is Peyton Manning gonna be the Peyton Manning from Indianapolis? Now look, Justin, and look you too, A-Dub out there on Twitter. I think it's gonna be far-fetched for a lot of people to say that Peyton Manning is automatically gonna be the guy from Indianapolis. I think it's gonna take some time for this guy to get hit and get into his groove. At the end of the day, they busted his neck up, it messed up his arm, it messed up his throwing strength or the throwing strength in his arm, and now the guy has to become acclimated to the NFL. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if the Denver Broncos won the AFC West. They have the Chargers out there. You don't know what you're going to get with them. Ryan Matthews just went down. You have the Raiders. Everybody with the Raiders is new. And then you have the Chiefs. I don't know if I need to say too much about the Chiefs. So look, I think Peyton Manning will do just fine. And the fact that they have a great running game with Willis McGahee, I think they'll do just fine. Now, what do you think about Peyton Manning? I mean, they busted up his neck.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, because he's a football player getting on in age. So anytime you're 36, 37, it does take time to come back. But everybody's saying that he's healthy.
Right.
But I think the biggest thing for me is the fact that he's no longer playing indoors. He has to play in Denver, in that cold weather, in that thin air.
Right.
His dome record, playing at home in Indianapolis, was outstanding when he was a Colt. So I think the weather will be a huge factor for him, a quarterback who wants to throw the football. But I don't think talent like that and a brain like that just disappears overnight. That
is extremely important. I think it comes down, if he can move physically, Peyton Manning is going to be just fine. It may take a minute, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Eric Decker and Demaryius Thomas were catching touchdowns right away.
He's made guys like Pierre Garçon, Austin Collie, he's made them valuable fantasy wideouts, and he made chunk of change too.
He made them some money as well. Moving on to the next question, we got some boxing in here from Gareth Dios. I don't know how you say that. And he's on Facebook, and he's asking about Chad Dawson and Andre Ward as things out here near the pond decide to eat me alive. We all know that fight is tomorrow. Quite frankly, this is football time right now, so I'm going to talk about this a little bit more tomorrow, but I'm going with Andre Ward. I mean, bad Chad Dawson, he's bad. But I'm going with the guy who happens to be undefeated and who I find to be a more disciplined boxer. Most times I will always take the boxer over the quote-unquote fighter. You into guys like beating each other up?
Whoever wins to me, but I think
I like fights.
I like fights, man.
Good, some guys may fight like right over there on 110th Street.
You never know, man.
You never know.
You never know. It's New York City.
New York. We may have to run our own boxer promotion, but we're gonna move on to the next question over here from Movie Reviews Pro on Twitter. If Mark Sanchez has a bad game versus the Bills, will we see Tebow next week? Come on, bro. Do you really think they're just gonna say, hey, Tim Tebow, go play quarterback, Mark Sanchez sucks? We all know what Mark Sanchez is. And I don't think anybody wants to necessarily see Tebow supplant him as the starter. And I don't think they're gonna pull the hook on his neck after 1 week. You know, what do you think about that?
I don't think any football men in that organization want Tim Tebow as a starter, because they know what Mark Sanchez brings at quarterback. Good or bad, he's still a superior quarterback to Tim Tebow.
Oh yeah, everybody is.
And they gave him a boatload of money in the offseason because they felt bad for him after they went after Peyton Manning. But I think from a business standpoint and what the media will try to sensationalize,
they want to see.
They want Tebow. They want to sell jerseys. But I still think Mark Sanchez, because of the football people in that organization, they're smart enough to know that if they want to win games and have good quarterback play, Mark Sanchez will be their guy.
It ain't going to be Tebow. I mean, you can't have it. I would love to see McElroy before I see Tebow as a starting quarterback. I mean, look, anybody who throws the ball like that, who comes out like that, that's not a good quarterback. So movie pros, I think you're a little off on that one. Last comment for Fan Friday comes via walk-off 2. Are the Cowboys better than people give them credit for? You know, I mean, people know, I don't know if I can agree or disagree with that. I think people know what the Dallas Cowboys are. Right. They do well, they play well, or then they suck. Or they do well and then they blow it. Or they don't do well. I mean, listen, I don't think anyone can go one or two ways about the Cowboys. I wouldn't be surprised if they won the NFC East. Right. And then I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't win it. That's just the Dallas Cowboys, and that's the Cowboys from the past 16 years. What do you think about the Cowboys?
I think they're just such a hot and cold team. You honestly never know with them. I mean, they're beating the Giants pretty handily this week, and then at the end of last season, they were just terrible. I think they're so inconsistent in the regular season. I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and win the NFC East this year.
Never.
But I think they'd probably lay an egg in the playoffs like they always do.
Damn, you got a lot of angry Cowboy fans at you right now. And you people out there need to stop making those jokes about Tony Romo. You know what joke I'm talking about. I will not repeat it here on the Sport Brief. But Justin, tell them where they can find you. Tell them. I'm going. Tell them.
YouTube.com/JLBSportsTV as well as JLBSports.TV. The YouTube channel, check out my videos. Liverpool Football Club, European soccer. If you want to hit up the website, I write sports columns on every single subject in sports. Check me out.
And it's a Sport Brief, and it's Fan Friday. And I'm out of here, and Justin is he's gonna say bye and all that stuff.
I know you love this guy. What more can I say?
Nobody loves me, don't fool him.